Mm. Good morning, family. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you're watching this from, it is my midday afternoon. So, wow. There has been a lot that has gone on over the last 5 days. And I've had guests at my house, and I've had a lot of energy, to say the least, playing out for us. And I just kind of wanted to come on and talk about it. A little bit of everything. So this is a little bit of everything until I get timed out. Okay? So let's start out with belief. Okay? Belief is the power of prayer. The more that you believe something, the more you put power into it. And that, therefore, is your prayer. Okay? Your prayer is what you're putting into things, your energy that you're putting into things. And so for me, I'm here to trust my intuition. I'm here to trust the way in which I work and how that is playing out and how it plays out into my reality. And then to feed that back through me as a speaker, as a guide, as a teacher, and it's just something that I like to do anyways. I like to explain how my reality plays out. And this is because, again, I am a reflection for others. Not all, but I'm a reflection for others here. Okay, so belief. There is power in prayer, okay? There is power in the belief. And that's like what we usually see this happening is whenever a mother or a parent and their child is sick, okay? And so they're praying for their child, they're praying for their healing. And the power of that prayer is to believe in it, to believe that miracles happen, to believe that their child could be healed, that the child is healed, that they are healthy and that they're whole. And so that's what we're being pushed to experience with externalized reality of the shedders, okay? We are being pushed into the power of our belief, like I am strong, I am source light, and what is happening with outside of myself is not all these shedders are not going to impact me, okay, because I am sovereign, I am free. But it's also to realize that the shedding that is happening within the collective is a reflection of what Source is having us do, which is to come to terms with death, okay, and fear. So it's fear, and everybody's fearing, whether it's like the actual influenza of the, you know what it's called, okay, with the COVID, okay, so that's a fear, right? And so we all got over that. We're like, yeah, it's BS, it's just a flu, whatever. And then other people who are manipulated by TV, who are manipulated by the mass propaganda, okay, they bought into the fear. We surpassed that. And so the next level to that of the coming to terms with death, okay, and being forced to reckon with death within yourself, because that's the ultimate transcendence, is death. Okay, you're transcending the fear of death. And that's the death of the ego, the death of the mortal being, okay, which you are not a mortal being. You are immortal, you are infinite, you are Source. And so Source is playing it out for us to come to terms with it. Like I said, it doesn't mean that it's right or that it's good, but it is what's happening. And so we're coming into being taught the power of prayer, okay, the power of sovereignty and the power of belief, okay, what you believe in. And it's just like your belief systems, okay? It's like if you put energy into it, then you're feeding it. And that goes for the people that you follow too. So if people that you follow are like, oh yeah, well, I got the injection and I can transcend it. Well, why did you get it to begin with? Why did you get it to begin with? Because why would you put a genetically modified organism into your organic templating other than fear, right? Fear that your organic template wasn't enough, that you weren't enough. So you needed to go put some nanobot technology into your body, whenever your body is a diamond body and it holds all this technology. So we're here, what we're seeing is the false lights. call it as it is, false lights. They can say they're being in their sovereignty and they're transcending and transmuting it. They never needed to get it to begin with. So if you're following people that are on that level, then I would highly suggest getting them out of your feeds. Because again, with Jinki 45, which is communion, which is the sixth initiation, the Hieros Gamos, the masculine and the feminine poles coming together, okay, within you, within the body of the planet itself, okay, that's the real pole shift, is when the masculine and the feminine come together, okay, and the second aspect of the Holy Trinity, which is the Christ, to become Christist, and that is to give up and sacrifice all of your individuality, your separate self, okay, the identity, the ego, the persona, the personal reality, okay, and all of that goes along with it. Okay, so 45 is also about the end of money, okay? We're seeing this play out with the cryptocurrency, which is all a crock of shit too. So it doesn't matter which way you try to package it, it's all a crock of shit. Money in the form of electric currency, okay, or fiat currency, paper, it's still a way of tracking your worth and your value based on the human, okay, the human reality, the human experience, which is we're not human. We are immortal, eternal source lights. We are not we are in a human vessel. We have been living in the manipulated holographic projected reality, okay, that was built on false belief systems or fear, okay, false entities appearing real, or false energy appearing real, okay, or false experiences appearing real, whatever you want to put for the fear there. Okay, so that's part of the holographic illusion that we're living in, the Maya. Okay, and so 45 is about ending money, because we've come to understand that you are the currency. You are the energy. You are the currency. And your value is not based on any kind of monetary materialization. That is not it. That is not it. It will never be it. So whether you look at that in the crypto way or you look at it in a monetary form here with paper or credit cards and all that other shit, okay, we're transcending money altogether. What we see externally, we're transcending money. If you just take away the stories of it, you see that we're trying to transcend money into an electric current, okay, that's moderated by boxes and whatever they're called, blockchains and all this other stupid shit. It doesn't matter what the human mind is trying to do. That's the artificial intelligence trying to manipulate, again, the shifting of what is already happening within us, because it's already happening within us, so we see it externalized. Just like the shedding of all the fear, it's happening outside of us because it's shedding within us. Okay, so it frees us up. So whenever you put your energy into anything and anyone, you are giving them your currency, your energy. Okay, that means if you're, whoever you're following, whoever you're talking to, whoever is getting your energy, okay, if there's not an equal energy exchange of some sort, a loving energy exchange of some sort, then you have an unequal energy exchange. And so if the person is instilling fear into you, then you're giving your energy for them to instill more fear. And that accumulates in their field. They accumulate you. It's like an MLM, which is the multi-level marketing. Okay? Whenever they build my team. You get on somebody's team, you're now intertwined into everybody's energy that's on that team. Okay? And so that the lead of your team, therefore, gets your energy. Like they get your money, like they get a percentage, like 20% or 10% of your sales or whatever it is. They accumulate whoever, and then they get all the energy underneath the people that are under. So it's a pyramid, right? And so that's how it builds up. And the person on top of the pyramid gets the majority of the money, majority of the currency, of the energy, of the people, and whatever they put out. Hey, you guys, thank you all for joining right now. So I just want to throw that out there, letting you guys know how that works. Now, to get into, and that closing, that's the belief, and that's understanding how belief works and the power of prayer. Power of prayer is I put my energy and belief out there to whatever it is, a person, an experience, whatever, a knowing, okay? I trust in the power of my divinity for it to be. And the more that you believe that, whatever it is that you're praying for peace, praying for grace, right? These are things that we are praying for in the collective. And that's, the higher heart opening, the plasma event, if you will, okay? The higher heart opening is where we are praying for grace to be bestowed on the planet. Okay, and grace is the opening of the higher heart. Grace is Gene Key 22, the planetary. It's the city of Gene Key 22. Okay, so as grace gets bestowed into the collective, which is all about us transcending the human density, the human density, which is the third dimension and below. Okay, then we are, as we transcend that, which is we eradicate all of the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus. Okay, as those absorb into the causal body, the causal realm, fourth dimension, causal body, or the heart. Okay, it absorbs into the heart, and then it opens up into the Buddhic, which is your throat chakra, the Buddhic state, or the Buddhic body. Okay, and then that's whenever you embody the avatar consciousness. Okay, so these are from an esoteric perspective. Now, when we want to weave in the other layer to this cosmic awakening, cosmic shift, cosmic embodiment, which would be Rishi, higher than avatar. So we're looking at 15th, 14th, well, not 15th, 14th, we're looking at 12th, 11th and 10th dimensional embodiment for Rishi. Okay, so that's above avatar. So it's atomic. It's known as, so you have Buddhic, okay, embodiment, which is going to be your 7th, 8th, and 9th dimensional consciousness, planetary consciousness. And then when you look at the atomic, okay, then you're going to move into the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And that's what we refer to as nirvana, okay, in these teachings. And this is Taoism. This is Hindi, this is Corpus Christi, this is, written in a lot of different teachings. It's not just one. So now we're going to intertwine here the Guardian Alliance material, the new stuff, not the ancient old shit that goes over the light body. We're not doing a light body ascension. We are doing a plasma internal body ascension. And this is because we need to go within. Okay, we have to go within. We're moving into the deity planes, the elemental planes, to move into a new reality that already exists. So let me get some history here. The Voyagers. Okay, we go into the story of how Tara fell. Tara was our fifth dimensional in planets. The planet that we're on, Earth, okay, its fifth dimensional embodied state was Tara. Okay, Tara was destroyed, and what fragment pieces of her were left is what we have now call Earth in the third dimension. So Tara fell from the fifth dimensional frequency and into the third dimensional frequency. And the beings that were on her, lots of them were lost, but some of them were saved. And those templatings are, so when that fall happened, now in timelines, we all know that there's a fall timeline, and then there's a happily ever after timeline, okay? And so when that Tara fell, and it's called the split, okay, even in the teachings, they refer to the split. So Tara fell, and then that became what was left of Tara became our solar system here, and the Earth that we're on here, okay? The physical embodiment of the planet itself that we have left. Okay. And then, but there's also a timeline where Tara did not fall, okay? And that frequency exists in a 45 degree angular rotation particle spin. So it's about like the spinning of the poles within, okay? Just energy as far as how it's split. So it moved off to a 45 degree angle, if you will. So that exists in another timeline. What we're doing, since Tara beings fell and we incarnated here onto Earth, what we have been doing is reassembling the genetic templating, the blueprint for Tara in us, back in us, because Tara is a perceptual reality as well as Earth is a perceptual reality. Okay, so if we, the beings, can reassemble these these broken codes, which are what we refer to as the shadow frequencies, as we let go of the shadow frequencies and we reassemble into our gift and our acidic frequencies of our base DNA, the red DNA, then we activate the silicate matrix DNA, okay, which is your celestial DNA. All right. Anyways, and so we have reestablished this new earth, heaven on earth. All right. And this is, we talk about this in Gene Key 55. It's literally says that we hold the cosmic blueprint for the golden age. And it's all about reassembling it within us collectively as a monad, or through the codon rings, which are the monads or the core fractals. Okay. And we're all doing this. We're all a part of these core fractals. And we're all a part of reestablishing these templates. So as we've reestablished these templates, we have now connected enough to where we have assimilated a blueprint for us to get back to the non-fallen aspect of Tara, the fifth dimension. Okay, and what's going to happen with that is it's just like the planetary embodiment, or your embodiment, the rainbow body embodiment, where you release, okay, your desires, your lower half, your root chakra, your solar plexus, and your sacral. You release those, they merge into the heart, and then they flower within. So the body, okay, you're releasing the density of the body. And so is Earth. And only certain aspects of Earth's planet, her body, will be able to make the shift. Okay? Get it? Okay. Just like certain aspects of your body will be able to make the shifts. Your ego identity will not make the shift. That is the separate self. We are moving into a collective oneness, unity, consciousness field. And your personal egoic desires, wants, and needs will not make the cut. If you are there and I want my stove and I want my house and I want my clothes and I want all these material things, they are not holding a fifth dimensional frequency, and they will not shift with you. Okay? They won't. They just won't. So that's the whole idea of we got to give that up. Okay? Collectively giving that up so that we can move through the space-time. It talks about it as well. Gene Key 55. Moving through space-time with the physical body. This is not astral projection. This is not, oh my God, I can see myself and feel myself in a different place, but yet my ass is planted at my house and I'm in a stasis of meditation. No, we are talking about activating your diamond DNA. Okay, we're talking about activating the plasma body DNA that allows for the body to move through space-time continuums. Great. Not everybody can do that because they haven't had the equivalent amount of time to do this in their genetic templating that they incarnated into. Your soul could do it for show, but your soul is in a vessel that is here to save a species, to rehabilitate a species, called the angelic human, the original human templating. Okay, so what is happening because of all the expeditedness and all the parasitical attacks that are happening on the planet, okay, we're going to, and not going through stargates, we are going through interplanial vortexes to move through the elemental templating, the elemental realms, the deity planes, the fae, the fairy, the elementals, the auroras. We're going through the elemental gateways and into median earth, which is the ascended earth 300 years from now, because earth is ascending. It is, and only certain aspects of the body will make this ascension, okay? And so what we're doing is we're in a short wave home. That means that we're in a window where the parallel earth, okay, and our earth are in a merge point where their auric fields have merged internally. The Pan-Coletta and the Pan-Clara waves have come together, and it makes like a seed point. And in that seed point, we can move through people that have the K+8, which I do, which a few people on this planet actually have, to activate these portals into the deity planes. And that means that we're going to walk through vortices, okay, or portals, or Alhambra gates, or cathedrals, or Kai sites, or ancient arrowhead sites, or aquifer sites. They're all over the planet, okay? They're all over the planet. You will be guided to them. And the people that are there to open them up will know what to do. They're already being guided together to do this together, okay? And so that we will move the people once the plasma event happens, okay, which is our higher heart embodiment. Okay, we actually come into the, oh my God, we're unified. Oh my God, we are love. I am really not this identity. I'm really not this body. I'm in this body, but I am a soul. I am so much more than that. And that really sinks in, really sinks in for a good amount of people. And it has, and it truly has. All right. And then what happens, that plasma event lays us out, right? It's like when Christ goes into the cave and or Jesus goes into the cave and he comes out 3 days later and he's Christed. Okay. So that's quintessentially what's going to happen. We'll be out for 3 days. The body will be out for 3 days, and then you'll wake up Christed. Okay. And in your embodied self. Some people will take longer because their genetics that they're incarnated into didn't have these expedited codes like some other starseeds or beings that are here. Okay, but they're going to be laid out, and whenever they come to coherence, we're going to walk them through these gates. All right, for the ones that we can, and the other ones will be here for the long wave home. They will live out their life, they will bardo, and then their souls will be released whenever they do pass. Okay, but the body will stay in old earth timeline. Everybody's soul will make it out. You're not going to get into the recycling center, okay? But there are people that can actually move through space-time, and it's a genetic mutation. Not everybody has it. And it even talks about it in the gene keys. Not everybody, and this is specifically in gene key 55, not everybody has this, okay? But for the majority, the people that get knocked out in the plasma wave, that's going to activate at least 4.2 DNA strands in them. And that will allot them the ability to move through into the median earth, where it is a fifth dimensional frequency, and people that have higher frequency bands, DNA activated in their templating, and it is sustained in their templating, will be able to hold a high enough frequency for the lower frequency people. And it creates a fifth dimensional resonance for them to be there to get the healing in their DNA, their templating, while they're in the median earth, so that we restore the human species to the cosmic celestial families of light. Okay? Well, for me, what I'm getting, this is going to be around the 4th of July weekend. Freedom, freedom, freedom. And it's also Gene Key 55. Freedom, freedom, freedom. You know, so it can look at a lot of different ways. This is just the way that I'm being shown it. So the way it actually plays out can be so many different ways. Miraculous, you know, spectacular. I don't necessarily know the whole details. I don't. But I can only give you what's coming through from my perspective. You know, and I'm not 100%. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just seeing it from my perspective, through my reality and what's showing up for me. You'll know if you have the templating. You'll know if you have the templating. You'll just know. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to own that shit. We're so humbled, right? Like, don't forget, human. Don't forget, human, that you're not human. That you're a soul, okay? And that if you have that templating, own that shit. Own it. It's okay to own your power. It's okay to be like, yeah, I have it. That's the power of your belief. Do you believe you have it? If you do, own it. Don't be like, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not enoughness. Fuck that shit and you're not enoughness. Fuck that shit and you're not enoughness. You are more than enough. You are more than this motherfucking incarnation. You are the epitome of all of your fucking incarnations. The whole idea, the song that I put in my story, if you haven't heard, it's a really good song, right? You know, it's a simple form of gnosis. All of the past lives that you had and the awareness of it, it's a simple form of gnosis. Gnosis is to know thyself. Know thyself fully, not as the single incarnation in which you are in right now, but as the omnipresence of God's source light and love that you have been in all of your incarnations, all rolled into this one moment, this now moment, and to fucking own it. And don't let somebody else that's like on their fucking pedestal make you feel any less because you're not like them and you're not acting like they are and you're not saying like them, doing the things. So fuck that. You are who the fuck you are because that's who you came here to be. That's who they came here to be. They got lessons to learn too. And sometimes their lessons is a lesson in humility. And that's a lot of the times what people miss in their life is humility. And humility is about being humble, and not humble in the sense that you can't own your power. Humble in the sense that you own your power and you also allow others to own their power. Okay? Yeah, I'll preach. I swear I was a Southern Baptist preacher in one of my past lives. All right. So getting to the point, Tara has an existence, a fifth dimensional frequency. Everybody wants to know what's 5D. It's Tara consciousness. It's Tara consciousness. You hold it in your blueprinting because you're here, because you're in the human species here. It doesn't matter how hybridized you are. Now, I do want to make a point to the hybridization here. There are hybrids that are fatally, okay, fallen angelics, fatally, draconian, the not so good, not so loving beings, and they're incarnated into little light suits like you, little flesh suits, okay, like you, and they're prancing around without awareness that they are literally connected to a shadow dancer in a fallen matrix in a different reality. And they're prancing around getting the injections and saying, oh, it's okay, I'll transcend this shit. Let's be real. They are fallen angelics, fatally, false light. You can transcend a lot with your beliefs and your mind and your heart. But there is no fucking reason under any sun in any cosmic universe whatsoever that is of true, organic, pure love that you would ever need to put a genetically modified organism in your body to heal it. Ever. The human body has the ability to heal itself naturally. It's called an immune system, right? Lots of other things. You cut your finger, it heals itself. Okay? You lose a limb, you cut that limb off, it will heal itself. It is the power of belief that it will heal itself. But you go put a genetically modified organism into your body, that's a whole nother story. That's artificial intelligence. You just took your organic templating and threw it out the fucking window. Can you transcend it? I don't know. I'm so open to be proven wrong right now. I don't give a fuck. My prayers are with the people that did this. My prayers are with the people that did this. Especially the ones that did it out of manipulation and misinformation. My prayers are with you. But again, we're all leaving this planet with the body or without the body. It's an option. And some people don't want to be here during the fall timeline. That's the split. When the earth shifts into the higher harmonics of the fifth dimensional reality and the body itself shifts, okay, which is not right now. The body itself right now is not shifting, okay? This is the aspect of the consciousness shifting to a higher dimensional reality. And there is a window, an opportunity for us to move through vortexes, interplanial exit from this reality into the earth Tara timelines, unfallen Tara timelines, 300 years to the future. We've referred to this as median earth, new earth, whatever. Moving there with your physical body intact, okay? And then there are those that got the injections that are going to leave this earth not in their body because they don't want to be here during the fall. Okay? And that's okay. We can respect that. We can respect that. It doesn't matter what family member, uncle, auntie, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. We can just respect their soul's decision to leave the easiest and fastest way possible for them. And their souls are not going to get stuck or sucked into some reverse fucking fallen matrix. No, we are being held by the original elemental beings that founded the energetic sustenance to all of the organic life on this plane, on this reality. The Alhambra, the Elisa councils were known as benders. Earth, air, fire, water, ether. Benders, the elementals, are holding us so that we can do this. Okay? And so they're not going to go into a recycling, and they're going to go into the fall, or they're going to go to the fatality or the black hole and blah, blah, blah. The people that are going to go to the black hole are the people that are from the black hole. Okay? The false lights are like, go get the injection. You could totally just transcend that shit. Miss me. Bye. That's the ones that are going to just willingly go out there and go down back into where they're from. Okay? And they're here. They're here, and they're dressed up in like little, I'm a spiritual fucking guide. I'm a healer. Look at me. That's who they are. Okay. And if you can't feel their funk, then you need to tune in, tap into your own shit and really start learning discernment, because you can really call a spade a spade. When you can smell your own shit, when you can sit there on a toilet and you can smell your own shit, then whenever you can really smell that, and whenever you're watching these people on the fucking boob tube, YouTube, IGTV, and you can't smell their shit, then there's something that you need, there's some more integration that you need to be had. And say like, well, why the fuck am I reflecting in this person, and what is it? You might even have a hybridization link with them on a celestial levels. You might have soul contracts with them from whenever we were trying to work cohesively. So you might just need to release these contracts, release the false light from your reality. Okay? You can't help anybody that's not willing to help themselves. This is the truth. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make that motherfucker drink. Okay? Buy crystals, burn sage. Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. You've literally got to fucking own this within you. You got to own that sovereignty. The organic, the non-organic templating is easy to notice. If it isn't easy, if it isn't natural, organic, then it's not a part of the organic templating, and it's some kind of fucking overlay, regardless if it's a genetic overlay or a holographic overlay, or maybe it's just pain body, right? And so let's say this. We are here to reestablish the organic angelic templating. And it is love for all of creation. It really is. But it's also a very big, broad spectrum of awareness of what plays out in the human, and then what plays out in the Draconian, the Luciferian, and the Rigelian, and all of these other fucking races that came here and hybridized with us to rebuild their templating. But instead of rebuilding, they depleted the angelic. They raped, they pillaged, they pondered us. And we see this in his story. And so we're here to rewrite her story, Sophia's story, her rise to recalibration, her rise to the golden age, her rise to oneness, wholeness within. And not everybody's going to be able to make that ship, because unfortunately they are incarnated into very distorted realities, very distorted templatings, and they haven't had the appropriate amount of life experience or healing within themselves to do this. And so they will not make that shift. And that is okay. Their soul will not get stuck in the reincarnation. They will move back into source, into the Adashi planes, and they will get the fuck out of this reincarnational hell of the third dimensional reality. While others move into the fifth dimensional reality in a short wave, okay, in a short wave home, moving through the vortexes, through the interplanial, interdimensional deity planes, and into median earth, which is what is the timeline where Tara did not fall, okay? And that exists. That fifth dimensional reality exists. It's the ascension path that we were supposed to take in our light body and just get the light body activated, which is a hell of a lot easier than working with all the distortions on the elemental templating. But unfortunately, that's not where we're at. Okay, we're working with the recalibration of the elemental templating. This is why it's so important to drink good water. Not filtered Brita bullshit or something that comes along the lines and say, just throw me into your tap. No, you need elemental. You need the dirt. You need dirt. You need element. You need clay. You need certain waters from the aquifers from within the earth to maintain your waters, your celestial waters, and your earth, your air, your fire, your water, and your ether templating within the plasma body. So not everybody's going to be able to make that shift into the shortwave home. Some people will just pass and pass whenever the wave hits, because their body can't sustain it. And then from that point on, we will live out the rest of the 600 years, because it's a 900 years of heaven on earth. It's understanding the dynamics of the multidimensionality, and how that this earth is a third dimensional reality. It is yet a fraction of Tara, and Tara is yet a fraction of what was known as Gaia consciousness, which was destroyed as well during the Gaian-Orion Wars, billions of years ago. The Anahazi. So, yeah, the water tip. Stay off that Kangen shit. That's an MLM, by the way. Multi-level marketing that takes your energy. Believe me, there's more than one way to vampire somebody. If you want people to if you have that, like me, I have X39, and yes, I have a little team. I don't do shit with it. If you want to sell it, you want to give it to your friends, you want to take X39 because it activates your stem cells systemically from the inside. It's just a patch that's, if you want to do that, then do that. But if you're doing it to be like, oh, well, I'm doing it to create the new world, to be sovereign, get off your fucking pedestal, homie. Get off your fucking pedestal. Stop. We ain't here for that. Unless that is what you're here for. You stay for that long wave home and go through all of that. No, I don't care how much it charges it. You need the elements that are from the waters within. You need the earthly elements. You need spring water. Okay? What happens whenever it rains or water collects, it soaks into the earth, and these are called aquifers in the earth. And those aquifers are everywhere. We have so much water. Don't you fret. We are never out of water. We are in a manipulation holographic insert. Okay? There's plenty of fresh water. Okay? You do not need to drink tap water, because no matter what they do, even by utilizing the ultraviolet light, you are still depleting the water of its natural templates. Water has templating. If it comes from, Sweden, it's got different, Iceland, whatever, it's got Icelandic templating. It's got the northern energy templating, ley line templating. You got, Florida water down here, the Zephyr Hills. It's got the southern ley line templating. It has different minerals. It has more salts in it. It has different templating in it. And so if you just hook it up to a fucking a sink tap, for one, you're dealing with all of the other people putting their pills into it, then putting, fluoride, chlorine, and then you're going to just you're going to have a little machine do some swish, swish magic on it, and ultraviolet light that gets rid of the bacteria in the water. Some bacterias are good. Sometimes we need bacteria in the body from the water. It's a good bacteria. And so you just deplete your water, and then, it pHs it back up. It electrifies it back up. You can do this with your water, your spring water. And your spring water is going to have all the natural elemental templating in it, but your tap won't. Because it's already gone through the city, who's depleted it of its elemental templates. So just need to be real. We just need to be honest with ourselves. And we need to see all the fucking games that are being played out here. That hook, line, and sinker you in. Because you're looking for a solution and how to heal yourself. That's what people are doing. They're looking for solutions. It's the power of prayer. Prayer is your solution. Your belief. But whenever you understand that, and how far and how deep it goes, how beliefs get manipulated. How easily people get manipulated. Even in the spiritual community. So I don't know how much time I have left on this. I don't even know how long I've been ranting. Well water is bomb-ass water. You got well water is bomb-ass water. I'm not talking, if you if you want to get your machine and you've got well water, go for it. Go for it. But if you're sitting over here on city tap waters, like a good majority of people that live in the Western civilization, that's what I'm referring to. Well water is the best damn water there is. Okay? Yeah, well water is elemental water, aka alive. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, I mean, I hope you guys caught more than just, just my water rant here. Okay. So another thing that I had happen is I have had people here, we have been anchoring in, I've activated, there's no I to this. It took a trinity of us. There was 3 of us, a masculine, a feminine, and then a neutral point, which is the mother, the father, the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the neutral point, spirit. Okay. That's the trinity, the trinary pattern. Okay. So I've had people at my house for the last 4 or 5 days, and we have been doing nothing but cosmic freaking grid work. Okay, internal, like, I can't even really explain it all, but we went out to the Cathedral 2 and 1 site out here in Mayaca, and we created the vortex. I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life, and I've gone around to all of the portals out here, but the way that we activated it this time was absolutely sensational. And there is a gate that we'll be walking through. There's one in... there's 2 out here in the Mayaca area, 1 in Sarasota. My house is actually acting as the main hub right now for the Sarasota gates. And I had that awareness come through yesterday. I had a lot of stuff come through yesterday because my humble, I'm not worthy enough shit, I was done with it. I was done playing those fucking games. And I had to realize who my soul is and the purpose that I play here. In my own reality, and in those that I'm able or that I am connecting with and reflecting with. And so we have anchored here, and it's already been anchored, but we've activated the vortex here. Okay, and this plasma wave, what I'm getting is around the 4th of July weekend. So specifically the 5th of July is what I'm getting. And I've got friends that are reaching out, and they're telling me this before I even said the dates, because dates, they're give and take, because time is of the mind, not of the heart. And as more of the collective heart opens and comes into their sovereignty, into their power, into their truth, into their prayer, and to grace within, then the timelines jump. There is divine timing. We are that divine timing. With our heart creates our perception. Okay, through the mind. The mind is not the maker. The heart is. The mind is yet the servant of the heart and the higher heart of the will. Thy will, God's will be done. Okay, and this all connects into Jinky 22, Jinky 55, Jinky 21, which I was guided to, last night. The other day I posted it's the crow, and, popped up in somebody's feed for me. And I was like, oh my God, a noble life, living a noble life, which is about being nobility, the blue blood. So in the American flag, we have the blue blood with red, white, and blue. The red, which stands for the genetic lineage, the white, which stands for your celestial lineage, and the blue, which is about the nobility. Okay, about being a noble, cosmic nobility, star seeds, cosmic nobility, the 13 stars that were here to begin with, not the 50 fucking stars that we have now, but the 13 stars, that's the 12 tribes coming into one, the 13th, which is the one. So the 12 tribes come into one, it creates the 13th. Which is the unified wholeness of our celestial, ancestral, and cosmic nobility as one. And that's what dream that came through me last night. And my daughter's like, Mom, I had a dream of the American flag. I was like, holy fuck, so did I. And so did my girlfriend that was here. She's like, yeah, I got the nobility, the cosmic nobility. I was like, oh my God, we're all just syncing in this house right now. Like synchronizing in this house. So anyways, the gates open. We've opened the gates. The gates have been open. I have literally, guided. Oh my God, I can't even explain this, but I can. But I brought, so it was my friend, I don't even know if Massimo, Angelic Humanity. And so we went over there and we sat and and I just called in the Elisa and the Alhambra Council to be here with us and to guide us, whether it was in physical or in the easiest way possible for us to activate this gate. And I was dropped into into bringing through a guide I was guiding us through into the median earth and through the deity planes, and then we did our thing. Like, he literally popped up into the guided meditation as I'm being shown what to do and guided through by the Elysian Council and my higher self, like going through this. He literally pops up into my visual awareness. He's laying there right beside me, but he's literally in this with me. I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking cool. I've never had this happen before. It was really cool. But anyway, so we've activated this site, and this is where we're going to be moving people at. And there's multiple locations. And so all over the earth, I have posted them before in my feeds. You guys can look through my stories. You'll see them as the Alhambra Kai sites. They're not just the Alhambra Kai sites, though. I've also posted it, and it talks about going in through the aquifers, which are the waters. Okay, the sites that used to be honored for the water, like in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. It's the River Grande, the Green River, okay, up there in Scottsdale. All right. And then in Sedona, it's the creeks that go through that. And then in Flagstaff as well. I activated all three of those sites, okay, this year, specifically when I went out there. I've activated the sites here in Sarasota. I've activated the sites over in St. Pete. I've activated the Mayaka sites. Believe me, they be activated. They are activated. Iyasha is in Norway, Oslo. She is activating all of the European. She's been activating all of those. They've already been activated. But the people that are down over in these areas, they're going to be guided. You know, you might even be one of them, being guided to specific areas that are just like where there used to be water. You know, where there used to be lots of water on the planet, because we're not dealing, again, with the external stargates. We're dealing with the internal deity plane. So we're looking at whenever the earth itself was forming its water bodies, which is Lemurian. So we have a lot of the Lemurian mothers that are reborn here. Kauai, Hawaii, Kauai and Maui. There's locations, there's Kai sites over there. They're everywhere. There's Bali, Indonesia. There's, Egypt. There's all kinds of places everywhere. Okay, and they're not just the Kai sites. These are also the aquifer sites. So ancient areas where there used to be water. Okay, so you'll be guided to these places. And you'll be guided to do what it is, because you won't have your fucking ego getting in the way. Your human identity, how do I do this? What do I do? Fuck all that. You literally just know what to do. Even if you're just like moving your body and you start speaking in tones, just do it. You'll just do it. You'll know what to do, because your ego isn't in the way anymore. Okay? And so this has been a very, 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 very extreme, integrated last 5 days that I've had since, basically Massimo showed up at my house, and, and then we had our sister come up from South Florida, which I wasn't even expecting, which was an amazing blessing, because we really did the trinary. And that's the thing, is like, when I know that I'm looking at my reality, I got 2 other people staying in my house that, I was like, holy shit, this was so like left field, not really expecting this. Shit is happening. It's manifesting in my fucking reality. And I'm just telling you what's happening from my reality. And this was all unexpected. This divine play right here. Whenever you let go and let God, the divine will, good old divine, okay? Let go and let God come in. Everything starts happening for you, through you, okay? And so there's a trinity going on, which is the trinary pattern, the masculine coming together, the feminine coming together, and the neutral point. And no, there's nothing going on with like that, not whatsoever. This is literally working together as community, not in hierarchy, but in hierarchy, and coming into synergy out of dominance. There's no dominance here. There's no, well, they're better than me and I'm better. Bye. None of that. We all hold an equal part, equal value in what we're doing, okay? And how we are bringing the trinary pattern into physical manifestation together, showing me that there's a trinary pattern activated within the body, because it's now manifested externally and we're coming together. It takes 2 to open the gate and 1 to hold, anchor it in. That's the neutral point, the spirit, the masculine, the feminine, the arcs, the pillars. You see this with Isis. And then you see the Ankh at the bottom. Okay, the Ankh is holding the neutral spot. Or you can have the being. The Ankh represents eternal, infinite life, which is spirit. Okay, and so when we went to go activate the, and I went, yeah, like everywhere I went to go, fucking Scottsdale, Sedona, and Flagstaff, I had my fucking Ankh. It was made for me by 2 divine partners, Dakini Agency and her partner created this Ankh for me, okay, which it holds spirit. And everywhere I was going, I was activating these. It didn't matter. Like I had a divine masculine with me, regardless if he was conscious of it or not. It worked, and we were activating these sites and coming here. Anyways, since she held the space here at my house as we went and activated the other gates to be able to move people through out of Florida that were going to be able to wake up, because a lot of people are in these sanctuary cities. Okay, and if you're not in a sanctuary city, like you've been moved to, like, let's say Costa Rica or Tulum, Mexico, these are where the crystal cities will be in the future. So you're a bodhisattva. And so you're going to stay back and you're going to be the bodhisattva. And so those are sanctuary cities. And a lot of people are being guided to sanctuary cities. And Florida is one of those sanctuary cities where the crystal cities will be in 300 years from now. Okay, all along the coastlines, they will be here, because we don't need to be all out in wilderness and trekking all over the forest and all spaced out. We're coming into unity and to collected into oneness and to wholeness. And so you'll be drawn closer down into the waters, towards the waters, where you need to be, where there's water, okay, towards the crystal cities. And that will be an accumulation over the long wave home, okay? But we're talking short wave home. If you're here, then you're going to be moving through these gates. And if you're not here in these gates, you'll be guided to other gates if this is what you're genetically templated for. You may be a bodhisattva. That's fine too, okay? Your soul signed up for certain things. And then that's what you just got to become, like, okay with. More than okay with. You have to honor your path. You have to fall in love with your story. That's the idea. Is to fall in love with your story. Create one worth living. At that. So, yeah, I mean, I think I've kind of gone over it a lot, understanding how, back to the hierarchy and hierarchy, coming in and getting out of dominance and into submission in a healthy way. Like, whenever you're working in group, like, oh my God, you're really good with words. Here, you take my words and you can make them really beautiful, but I can stream through amazing higher consciousness and you can turn it into an email or a message that sounds really good. You know, so we all have our certain niches that we're really good at. And so coming into synergy works like that. Okay, so I'm getting timed out. I'm just letting you know, I wouldn't want to end it here, but I am getting timed out. So I love you all, and until I go back live talking more, and I will talk more about this as more falls through, because I do want to talk about nobility, Jinky 2021, and Jinky 55 more. So I love you guys. Until next time.